Great. So away from Kabaga's achievements, let's talk matters banking today. And yes, the first time in a row that we are not talking about tech on this afternoon. Let's talk about banking. And Diamond Trust Bank is a bank that is making many firsts in this space. And joining me is Al-Karim Jiwa, who will help me understand a little bit about Diamond Trust Bank. Sorry, I said Diamond DTM earlier on. It's Diamond Trust Bank. Great. Presence in about 4 countries. You recently did a rights issue trying to get about 3.6 billion. Where is all this heading to?
Thank you. We did initiate the rights issue, which we launched about 2 weeks ago. That process is currently underway, and we hope to conclude the exercise by the end of next week. And the objective of the rights issue is to secure and strengthen our positioning in East Africa. We are present in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Burundi. And we believe that with the additional funding that we'll get from the shareholders, we would be able to use that to grow our asset base in Kenya and through our subsidiaries in Tanzania and Uganda, as well as look into expanding to other markets surrounding the region.
Right. Looking at your presence over the years, 65 years is not a short time. What do you think is your unique selling point as Diamond Trust Bank in this space?
Well, I think we are living in a competitive landscape. And in the midst of that, we believe that there are 2 or 3 areas which make DTB stand out. One, as you mentioned, is our long presence in the region. We have a legacy now spanning nearly 7 decades in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. We have mature banking franchises in each of these 3 markets. Secondly is our philosophy on customer experience and customer service, and the initiatives we've taken in recent years towards improving customer responsiveness, access, etc. For example, the opening of branches for extended hours has seen us being able to provide convenience to customers. Out of the 100 branch network that we have, over 20 are open for extended hours. That's one example. And also our positioning within the SME sector. We have for a long time now secured our positioning as a banker to the SME sector, which, as you know, in emerging markets such as in East Africa, where we are present, form the heart of the country's economies.
You've mentioned presently in the emerging markets and your focus on SME, yet you've shunned the agency banking mode. Why is that?
I would actually say that we have invested in agency banking. In fact, last year we did launch our agency banking franchise. Currently we have about 300 agents in Kenya, and we are looking at quadrupling that number before the end of the year. We believe agency banking will form an important channel for us and supplement our branch expansion strategy, which has been in place for a number of years now. Please
describe to us your ordinary customer as DTB, because that will help us understand the many strategies that you're doing and how you're doing your business here.
So we are a universal bank in East Africa. What that means is that we target businesses, small, medium, and even large corporates. However, individuals, the personal sector market, is an important component also of our customer base. And so we've got customers across the spectrum as far as the personal market is concerned, who form an important part of deposit sourcing for us.
Because the assumption has been DTB is going for the modern, young or sophisticated banker living life on the edge, possibly living in Nairobi.
Yes, well, with a 100 branch franchise across East Africa, you can't afford to just be a niche market player. So whilst we would target segments such as the one you described, we believe that we are the bank for the ordinary mwananchi, and for all those who are involved in biashara as well. And so we believe as a universal bank, with a footprint across East Africa, with over 100 branches, with our investment in agency banking, we are targeting segments of customers across the landscape.
Recently, the central bank, your regulator, came up with a new formula, if you may, but really, we all know it's not really new. But what it does is that it enables borrowers like myself get a better view of what I'm getting into when I'm sourcing for financing. What's your take about the KBRR?
Yes, we believe that these are important initiatives that the central bank and the treasury have taken. You're quite right. It will promote increased transparency around the pricing, particularly of credit.
Right.
And we believe that eventually, as our customers are better informed, they will be able to make informed choices.
Right.
And the objective, therefore, of having a better view of pricing will be achieved.
So in essence, pricing of loans will be market driven as opposed to all the other considerations that lenders do.
Yes, what this KBRR mechanism seeks to do is to have a common benchmark rate across the industry,
Right.
which is then anchored on market forces.
Right.
Banks will charge a margin over the KBRR to take into account various factors.
Very quickly, in less than a minute, talk to us about your financial numbers. You are a listed company. You're obligated to tell us that.
Well, I believe we've registered strong performance. Numbers speak for themselves.
Correct.
And anybody who studies our financial performance over the last 4 or 5 years will have seen that we continue to improve our market share.
Right.
We've improved our positioning within the tier 2 banks in Kenya,
Right.
and we aspire to be a leading bank in the East African region going forward.
Finally, are we going to see you play a more active role in the mortgage space?
Yes, we do have a mortgage offering, but it goes beyond just a product offering. As you know, the economic factors also have to be enabling and conducive to enable mortgage growth.
Right.
And we believe that as interest rates stabilize, then we will find a greater take-up and more demand for mortgages. And we believe that we can play a more active role in that segment.
All right, it is that point that we'll leave this conversation. I've been speaking to Al Karim Jiwa, who's a general manager at Diamond Trust Bank, DTB, and currently they have a cash call trying to raise 3.63 billion shillings, trying to sell 22 million shares at a share price, at a rights price of 165. So the information is out there. It's when does it close?
It closes on Friday next week, the 25th of July.
Okay, Friday, 25th of July. That is where we'll leave this business conversation. And